Hello, Facebook world, YouTube world, friends, family from all over the world. My name is Denise Walsh, and welcome to episode 10 of the 10 things that I wish I knew 10 years ago. I'm going to give you a chance to share to some team pages and hop on here, and I'm just so grateful that you have popped on. Maybe you listened live and asked some questions, or maybe you listened to some recordings. But this is a really special month for myself and my husband Brandon, because we have been entrepreneurs now for 10 years. And when you think about like how many businesses can say that they've been open and thriving for 10 years, it really is a special accomplishment. And as you keep hearing me say, we have learned a lot over the past 10 years. And so I'm really excited about tonight's, we kind of saved the best for last, because what I have learned with any entrepreneurial venture, whether it is direct sales, network marketing, your own startup, making jewelry out of your basement or selling things out of your garage, or, dog walking, whatever business, or even like hobby that you really want to be good at. You know what I mean? Like anything you want to be good at. I feel like it all applies to all of it. And what I have learned is that it's honestly a marathon and it's not a sprint. And businesses like this, or entrepreneurial ventures, or success, honestly, of any kind, is more about stamina than it truly is about speed. Like, success loves speed, absolutely. But you know what? You can't, speed and then die, right? Like, success truly is stamina. And so when they say the 10-year overnight success, what they mean is that you've dug in, you've stayed the course, you've weathered the ups and downs, and 10 years of hard grinding work, right? And all of a sudden you make it to the top, or, that all of a sudden you experience the success that you're looking for, or, you're catapulted to the next level. But it's the 10 years prior to that that really got you ready, that instilled that belief and that work ethic, and you just learn so much along the way. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about that stamina, because I think that is what can be the make or break for people in any sort of business. Like, do you have the stamina? Do you have the ability to focus on one thing until you're blue in the face and create momentum with what you're doing? And the way that you create stamina, that you weather the storm, that you finish the marathon, is to light your own personal fire. Personal vision means that you've got this vision for the future that produces passion. And it produces such passion that you can't wait to get up in the morning. That you know that this is why I'm here. This is what I'm created to do. And you're just on fire. And people ask me all the time, how do you motivate your team, or how do you get people to do something? And honestly, that's not my job, and it's not your job either. We are nobody's boss, and it's not my job to make people do something. What I do for myself, and what I work to teach my team to do, is to light their own fire. Our job is to help light that fire within people, not light the fire under people, right? And so it truly is about helping, keeping myself focused and motivated, and then teaching my team how to do the same thing. So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, so what I've learned, you guys, is that people want progress, period. Whether the goal is a business, whether the goal is to see weight loss or muscle growth, or, health benefits, or whatever it is, people want to see movement. And in my opinion, if you're feeling stagnant or bored or even anxious or depressed, a lot of times it's because you're not moving in a direction. You feel like, at least for me, I know that if I feel anxious or depressed, the real reason for that is because I'm bored or I feel stuck. And so I want to keep making progress in a direction, so I feel like I'm moving and going somewhere. You know what I mean? And so think about your own life. Where are you going right now? What direction are you going in? And is it the direction that you want? And what I've learned is that it's not just like a direction and like for a week and see how we get it. You know, it's like consistent for a period of time and to get that compound effect that we talked about last time. And so the way that I keep my own fire fueled is I work harder on myself than I do on my business. I mean, I work hard on my business. You guys know that. Like, I am really good at staying focused until I see the results that I'm looking for. But the way that I do that, you guys, is that I work harder on myself than I do on the business. And I want to give you an example of this. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to do something that might not make sense because we're not like in an auditorium. But, okay, so let's pretend that we are at a, I don't know, conference or something like that. And I'm going to ask you to greet people as if they are unimportant. Okay? So you walk around and you're like, hey. Like, more or less the attitude is that nobody around you is worth your time, that they're unimportant, that they're, you know, silly, that their story doesn't matter, and you're just like going through life like that, like, like not engaged, right, in anyone else. Let's try it again, but this time you are going to pretend like you're meeting people that are your long-lost friends. Your long-lost friends. Okay, so this time you go up to someone and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Tell me everything. What have you been up to? High five. Like, oh, it's been so long. You know, oh my gosh, how are your kids? Like, all of a sudden, you're meeting people and you're excited. You're engaged. You're asking questions. And what happens to the energy in the room? Yeah. So in order to run a successful organization or to be successful really in life, in my opinion, we have got to learn to manage people's energy, most importantly, our own. And what did we do to change the energy in the room? We changed your focus. We changed your focus. The first one was on, like, people are unimportant and you're just walking around like bored, right? The second one was you're running into your long lost friend and everyone is a winner and you're so excited. I wanted to settle in for a minute because all we did was change your focus. And guess what? The energy in the room was raised. And you guys, that's what we do each and every day. We have a choice. Do we choose to, you know, be negative or dull or bored or stuck? Or do we choose to focus on what is working, on who is working, on who is around us, on what we want, and we choose to live in that vibrant everyday life? Now, I'm not saying it's always easy. We know that there's mud to go through, and that's a whole nother series. But what I am saying is that we are the CEO, the Chief Energy Officer of our lives. Because if I am not in charge of my own emotions, who the heck is? I certainly do not want to give that power to the guy down the street or to the naysayer on Facebook or to the, the criticism from a family member. I do not want to give that power to anybody. I get to choose the intensity of my energy. I get to choose who I spend my time on. You know, it's funny. I heard people say, we want to make sure we're spending our time wisely, which is true. Sure, we all want to make sure we're being smart with our time. I choose to be smart with my energy because I don't have time or energy to spend in that negative stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to spend my energy there. It's not worth it to me. That's not going to get me anywhere. I choose to spend my energy on what I want. And guess what? I'm going to get more of that coming back. And that is how I keep myself full. That is how I keep myself engaged. That's how I keep myself focused on the positive, is because I choose to keep my energy bucket filled. So a couple things that I do. I do my devotions in the morning. I make sure I work out. I spend time with my family. I have a date night with my husband every other week. I spend one-on-one time with Owen, one-on-one time with Eli. I am choosing relationships that fill me up, that make me feel good about myself. And I'm taking care of my health. All of those things. I'm drinking my water. All of that makes me feel good. I'm journaling, I'm spending time. And the other thing that I'm doing that I think makes me different, honestly, than a lot of people, is that I'm always looking to grow a new brain cell. I'm always looking to grow and learn something new. Because in my opinion, if you're not growing, you're bored. If you're not learning something new, then honestly, you're probably bored. And so whether you are stretching yourself, but I'm always trying to learn something. And what happens is, because I'm trying to learn something, I see progress. And because I see progress, that keeps my energy up and that keeps me excited. And I'm able to stay focused in one direction for a long period of time because I'm learning something new. Even if it's in that same direction. For example, when I was new with this business, I would practice new ways to call leads, and I would try new things, like what worked, what didn't work. I would try new ways to generate leads, and I'd learn something new, and I'd get really good at it. I figured out my favorite. We would be like, all right, let's try this new mentoring program and see how this goes. Even though it was in the same direction, we were always trying to learn something different, learn something new, stretch ourselves to learn and grow. And what that did was that kept me in the game. That kept me so excited because I knew that I was had butterflies in my stomach, I was nervous, and I was gonna get better at something new. So my next question to you is, when was the last time you did something new? For real. When was the last time you did something you've never done before? When was the last time that you got those butterflies in your stomach that you went, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this? When was the last time? Because I challenge you to do that more frequently than you think you could. Because honestly, we can do more things than we give ourselves credit for. And that's one way that I keep myself motivated. All right, lastly, and then I'll take a look at the comments here, is that enthusiasm attracts more. So again, because we keep saying you've got this choice, right? Your energy level is going to attract other people of the like energy level. So if you're like the first group where we said, all right, pretend like everybody's unimportant, right? Where they're just walking around, ho-hum, bored, and you're going to attract that type of energy. But if you're focused at let's, up the energy, right? And saying that, everybody is someone you haven't seen in a long time, and all of a sudden you're going, yeah, oh my gosh, how are you? And the energy is higher. You're going to attract that type of energy into your team. Enthusiasm, like attracts like, and enthusiasm is going to attract more of those types of people into your journey. Chief energy officers live and work with enthusiasm. And our job is to be our own CEO. They call it emotional intelligence, right? Not just IQ, but EQ, honestly, is what makes a difference in the stability of your business. Because whether the highs and lows of what's going on around you, you stay the same. You stay calm. You stay focused. You stay excited. And you do that because it's a choice. It's a choice. And when you make that choice consistently, it gets easier. And when you make that choice, it rewires your brain and it just becomes more habitual. Have you ever noticed when, they always say, oh, that person is so unlucky. They always oh, it happened to them again. Oh, they got in a car accident. Oh, they lost their job. Oh, this happened. All this stuff just happened to them, and it just always seems to happen to them. And then you've got this group of people who are oh my gosh, how did they get lucky again? They got this great job. They've got this, all this great things always happen to them. Do you know those kinds of people in both camps? most of the time, you guys, it's because they've chosen. And they've done it so many times that it becomes habitual. And they're getting what they truly believe they deserve, whether they like it or not. So, with that being said, we all have a choice to be our own Chief Energy Officer. And what you do not only impacts your life, but it trickles down into your team and into your family. You know, I love when my son asks for peppers and cucumbers. And then when he eats chocolate, he says, oh, it's my cheat day. Like, we don't obviously teach them that, but they hear me talk. They work out with me. You know, we go to the gym and we've had this basketball court and I work out, and so they want to do it too. And so they're so proud of themselves when they run around the driveway, and you know, they are they're reading and they're learning, and it's not because I'm teaching them directly. It's because they're seeing me and they're duplicating that. And so when I'm working with my team, that's all I can do, you guys, is just keep myself full, keep myself focused, and teach my team to do the same. Because just like it rubs off on my kids, just because other people are they're picking up on some of those things, those habits that turn into daily lifestyle and, you know, that kind of stuff, my team does too. They pick up on what I'm doing because I'm doing it consistently over and over and over again. So what vibe are you putting out? What energy are you putting out? What does your family see from you? What does your team see from you? Because they're going to do what they see, not necessarily what you tell them, right? All right. Let me take a look at my notes here. Yeah. Okay. So I basically covered it all, but the idea, you guys, as you know, is to model the right behavior, and the right behavior will follow. Enthusiasm attracts more enthusiasm. People want progress. Work harder on yourself than you even do on your business, and become your own CEO, Chief Energy Officer, and you will see a difference in your life and the lives of others. I am going to take a minute to scroll through the comments and answer any questions that you have. But thank you guys so much for plugging into this series. It's been so fun to reflect on the past 10 years. We have made the bestest friends. We've had the most amazing journey, and I just cannot wait to see where this business takes us over the next 10 years. I get to travel to Germany on Tuesday. The first time I've been to Germany, one of my dreams is to become an international speaker, and it's happening because I'm putting it on the calendar and making it happen. So I'm going to Germany. I get to be a part of that boot camp. My first time having a translator, so I'm going to be like, hi everyone, and then they say it in German. It's going to be awesome. And then I'm also going to London and joining the UK family and the UK boot camp too. So I'm really, and then we've got come back and have the Grand Rapids boot camp. So I've got 3 boot camps in the next 2 weeks. I cannot believe it, and I'm super excited and just so proud and blessed to be a part of this with everybody. So, all right, enough of that. I'm going to head over to the comments and check it out. Aw, Terry, that's awesome. Confirmation. She said she just heard that in church today. Chief Energy Officer. Ooh, Alyssa says she's the only one, so she tends to the kids all day, and then her husband works nights. Okay, so yes, so when the kids go to bed, you are most likely very exhausted. And what I've learned is that when you plug into something, so this is what I would recommend. Don't sit down in front of the TV when the kids go to bed, because it's going to suck you right in, and you're going to go, ugh. Like, make it a goal to get on a call or have a call scheduled or do something that will put you in the right frame of mind. Because like I mentioned a few videos ago, this business gives you energy. And so it's up to us to choose to do it, because then your energy will increase and you'll become more excited and you'll be more focused and you're going to want to keep going. You know, it's like one call leads to 2, leads to 3. And so make it a goal. If your kids go to bed, you know, my kids go to bed between 7 and 8, so I think 3 or 4 nights a week I have an intentional 8 o'clock call. Wednesday night is Brandon night, and Friday night is family night. And so Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I schedule an intentional 8 o'clock call, and I work from 8 to 10, and I'm intentionally doing that, and of course it's on purpose. So do something like that, so that way you get out of the, oh, I'm tired, and into something that's going to refuel you. All right. Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for popping in today. Have an awesome, awesome night, and we'll see you on the 10 o'clock call in just a little bit. Bye, guys.